Good morning. I am so glad that you chose to listen to me today. This is for all the teachers and all of the school staff that are here at the end, right? Like we're all ready for the end of the school year. The kids are tired. You guys are getting tired. So I did this presentation yesterday, not the same one I'm going to talk to you guys about, but there's a lot of similarities. And I had been at a school and I was like, hey, I should share this with all the teachers that I know, or that people that know teachers, because I think it could be really, really helpful. If you don't know this about me, before I did therapy and family coaching and whatnot, I was a teacher for years and I worked in the schools as a school counselor. And so working with students and behavior management, that is my jam. I am really good at that. And if you know me, you know that is something that I am good at. So I wanted to share some of the stuff we talked about yesterday. I think it'll be helpful for you. So if you know any teachers, make sure you pass this on to them. It should not be long. I think it will take maybe 15, 20 minutes for me to get through what I was going to talk about, and hopefully it'll help them. And it's stuff that isn't going to be like extra work, right? It's more about just like having some peace and calm at the end of the year. And it'll give you some ideas and some strategies to use that'll help make it enjoyable, because you want it to be fun at the end of the year and you want it to have joy in your classroom. And you want to be peaceful, because this, as we know, the world is not super peaceful right now, but you can create that in your classroom. And so as the leader of that room, you have that opportunity to create all that peace and calm and joy for these kids before they head out to the summer and before you head out. All right, so let me go ahead and get started. To start with, one of the things that you can do as a teacher is really reflect on what you did this year. What are things that you did throughout the school year that you accomplished, or that were particularly frustrating, or maybe how you grew professionally? You could get some kind of journal and just maybe in the morning before school starts, just sit and reflect on this past school year and maybe what you did that you want better next year. Or what is your favorite part of the school day, right? Is it the morning time? Is it afternoon when you're outside with the kids? Like, what is the most favorite part of that? Who was a challenging student that you had this year that was really able to overcome that? And you were able to help, right? You were able to help push them through and help them get to where they needed to be. So I actually do have a screen I'm going to share with you guys. So you can screenshot this if you want. And it has a lot of reflection questions. So let me show that to you really quickly so you can screenshot it if you want. All righty. So I'll make it bigger so you can see it. Okay, here it is. So it's reflection, choose 3 that resonate. And that was just part of what I did yesterday. You don't have to do that, but you could maybe do like 3 a day that resonate with you. And one of the big questions I like on this one is knowing that what you know now. So if you're like a new teacher that just started this year, or maybe you've been doing it a long time, knowing what you know now through all of this school year, would you still choose to be a teacher? And if you could go back in time and make the choice again, would you do it? Is the answer no? Is it yes? Is there a way for you to choose a different path now? Because I truly believe that if it's not something you're completely enjoying and it is not authentic to who you are, it's going to be hard. It's going to be really, really tough. So making sure that it is something that you really enjoy, because then the kids are going to feel that from you. At least for me, when I was in the classroom, it was something I truly, truly enjoyed, and I had wonderful classes. And when I knew I didn't enjoy it anymore, I knew it was time for me to do something different. And so that's what I did. All right, so let's move on from that one for just a second. Let me stop sharing. And so get a picture of that so you can you can see what reflection questions are. All right. Another thing that I think is really important is thinking about what management strategies, like what are you using in your classroom? How are you keeping things in an organized fashion and keeping things in line, keeping the kids being focused and wanting to learn through these last few weeks of school? So a few of my favorites are being consistent, the connection, and then also just the collaboration with the teachers, right? So with being consistent, the reason that is so important is that when you are consistent, the kids know what to expect, right? They know when I come in the morning, these are the things that are going to happen. It's clear for them. So they have clarity, which then lowers their anxiety, and then their nervous system is calm, and you're not going to have a lot of those behaviors that are really tough. They know the expectations. They focus more when you're consistent, and then you're more organized. They're more organized. So consistency is huge in classroom management. If you can get through that, that's going to help so much. And staying consistent till the very end and not starting like a brand new plan or not keeping what you have going will help you and the kids stay in that calm zone, right? The other thing I think is really important is that connection and having that connection with your students. Whenever you can connect with them and you're being your authentic self, that will motivate them because they are going to respect you. They're going to trust you. They're going to want to engage more, and you don't have that push pull. It's more of this like nice, what is that word? Symbiotic. What's symbiosis? What's that word? But anyway, it works together. So when they feel a connection with you, they're going to want to just be there more and want to learn and want to express themselves and talk to you more and share what's going on. So the connection piece is very, very important. And then being present, making sure that when you're in that classroom, you are really in that classroom, right? This is my cat, Astra. I'm gonna say hi to her. You are really with them, and you're not on your phone, and you're not distracted. And and if you do need to do those kind of things, just making like a block for that, where everyone just kind of chills and you're going to check your phone. So let me move her down. Being present is really important. All right. And then the last one is collaboration. Making it through the end is hard without collaboration. Working with the other teachers, having them help you, you helping them, supporting each other. That is connection for all of you guys, right? It's going to help you grow if you're learning things from somebody else. It's also going to increase your success with the kids' success. And then you can celebrate together with your colleagues. So making sure that you guys are talking and you're discussing. I mean, that was one of the biggest ways I made it through a lot of the really tough days, was just having that teacher or that friend that I could go and just talk about things that happened in the classroom that day. When I was a new teacher, when I was an experienced teacher, it was really, really important to have that collaboration, and that helps you get through as well. And then the other thing I wanted to share with you guys was just some end of the year, like fun things that you could do with the kids. Which you might already know a bunch, which yesterday when I was speaking with some of the teachers I was working with, they had some really good ideas. And so I'll share some of those too. But some of them are, hopefully you have expectations in your rules in your classroom. You could add like a silly rule or something that they think would be funny, just to add some joy and some silliness to the day. Have visuals in your classroom, like of when the school year is going to end, such as like maybe a chain. Maybe you have a chain of like, there's like 10 days left or 15 days left. And they can pull off something each day. And then if you Google things like that, you'll be able to find different ideas of how to do that. The other one that, oh my gosh, this cat, the other one that is fun to do is daily and weekly goals. So making sure that that gets back to that consistency and making sure that you're very clear on what the goals are for the day, the goals are for the week, going through that with the kids. Grounding activities are really good, which could be like meditation or a body scan, or just quiet time where everybody is feeling very grounded. You can find some really good ones of these on an app called Calm, C-A-L-M. They have amazing meditations in there for kids. They also have some sleep stories and some other stories that you could put on, and that you could do that as a group. When I was in my therapy practice, I would do a lot of grounding activities with the kids when they would get back from school, because they're just so wound up, right? So we would do body scans. And initially I didn't really know how to do that because I just didn't know. So I used that app, that Calm app, a lot to help me learn how to do it. And so basically you can just turn it on, and then you can let it play, and then you could do it with the kids, right? And I did it with the kids when they were in my office. I would sit there and we would do the whole body scan together. So check that out. And also I'm sure you could Google it too and find some things on there, but they have some really, really good ones. All right, let me see what the next thing is. The next one is special guests. See if you can get somebody to come in and talk. Maybe once a week, have a special guest come in. Maybe one of your parents has like a really cool job, or you could have someone come in and do something like a science experiment, but just to switch it up a bit, have someone come in. So it's not you having to be up there all the time. So scheduling someone and just really brainstorming who you know that might have time for an hour or 30 minutes during the day that could come in and do something with the kids. A fun way to do that is go through your Facebook, right? Go through all of the people that you know on your Facebook and just look at them and their names and be like, okay, no, they don't live here. They live somewhere else. Hey, they live here. They might be able to help me. So, and most people love going in and speaking to kids. They love it. So it could be like a story time, or they could share about what they do. But having a special guest is another fun idea for the end of the year. They could also do reflection activities. So from that list that I talked about earlier, if you took a picture, look at all those questions and you could reframe them for kids. That's another fun one to do. It also helps them, right? It helps them internally reflect on their school year and how they did through the year, what they liked about it, what they didn't, what was hard, what was easy. So doing a journal, maybe once a day with reflection. And even while they're doing that, you could be doing it too. So everybody's in this quiet, calm space. And then making sure you keep your routine, being organized, and just keeping things very simple for the kids that they know what to expect. And then there's always the field days and just getting outside, maybe eating lunch outside, all the typical things that go on at the end of the year. And I don't think you should do too much, but you could add or sprinkle a little bit in each week, especially if you're starting to get burnout and you're starting to get tired. Think of some ways to spice it up a bit for you and the kids. And then finally, as you're starting to wind down, it's really, really important if you're going to be teaching in the fall to think about the fall. And I know it's something you're probably like, I don't want to think about that right now. It's only May or April. But it's really important because if it was a really tough year for you, and I know it was tough for a lot of people. I mean, we're still coming out of COVID. I mean, I know it's been a while, but we're still recovering from that. All of us are. So reevaluate what your classroom was like this year. What were the procedures like? What were the policies? Do you want to switch things up as you get into the new year, the new school year? Map out your next school year, like by month. What changes are you going to make? And you could sit and when you're reflecting, think back, like what was August like? What was September like? What changes do you think you want to make in your classroom to make it better for you, the kids, the parents, everything? And then what do you want to change, learn, or invest in yourself over the next few months? Really, really important for us individually to make sure we're getting the most for ourselves. So is there a cool podcast you might want to listen to? Or maybe you want to take a course online, or anything for professional development, or maybe you don't want to do any professional development. You just want to like read a book this summer and hang out by the pool, but be thinking about what you're going to do to recharge yourself for fall, right? And so I hope that this was helpful for you. I know it's really quick. I try to make them fairly quick because I know we're all busy, but you can either listen to this in the car or you can watch it and use some of those reflection ideas that I have. But I know it's tough this time, but you're going to make it. We're all going to make it. You've had a great year. I'm sure the kids have absolutely loved being in your classroom. We all admire teachers so much. And you guys are the ones that are creating our next generation. We need really good people out there doing that. So if you have any comments, feel free to DM me or send me a message. I would love to hear any feedback you have. And then if you know any teachers, share this with them. This could be helpful for them. They could be having a really rough time. So we want to help and I want to help. And that's it. I hope you guys have a great day and thanks for listening. Bye.